Commissioners, I am happy to be here on behalf of Admiral James Loy, the Administrator of the Transportation Security Administration. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be here today, but I'm sure he will be glad to answer any questions you may have of him at a later date. At the outset, on behalf of all of TSA, I want you to know that each day our thoughts are with the families and friends of those who perished in the terrorist attacks on September 11th. Their loss has steeled our determination to fulfill the responsibilities that the President, Secretary Ridge, Secretary Mineta, Congress, and the American people have entrusted to us. The 9 stars and 11 stripes behind the American Eagle on our logo are a daily reminder to us of the importance of our responsibilities. Using a system of systems approach, we have established a network of overlapping layers to prevent and deter terrorists from using our aviation system as a target or weapon. Today, highly trained federal employees screen every bag and every passenger at almost 450 commercial airports. Airport checkpoints are redesigned. We use state-of-the-art X-ray systems and metal detectors. Explosive detection systems are installed in airports across the country. We've expanded the Federal Air Marshal Service from just 33 on 9/11 to the largest, best-trained, and most professional protective force in aviation history. Bomb-sniffing canine teams work the entire airport environment, randomly screening checked baggage, cargo, mail, searching unattended bags, responding to bomb threats, and at higher threat levels, checking vehicles approaching terminals. The Federal Aviation Administration has ensured that cockpit doors are hardened on all passenger aircraft, and just recently TSA has begun deploying volunteer armed pilots as federal flight deck officers. And through our 19 overseas offices, we continue to work aggressively with our foreign counterparts to ensure the security of international aviation. Most importantly, we have dramatically increased intelligence collection and sharing on threats of transportation. Our Transportation Security Intelligence Service receives, assesses, and distributes intelligence on threats to transportation and operates an around-the-clock watch tied to all national and law enforcement intelligence programs. We have direct connections with our field operations across the country and the security centers of major transportation stakeholders. As part of DHS, we are now integrating our intelligence analysis and products with other intelligence communities of the department. The top DHS and TSA leaders receive daily intelligence briefs. We know that our enemies are alert and resourceful, perpetually probing for weaknesses in our systems, and TSA constantly reassesses its operations and policies to seek improvement to meet new and evolving terrorist threats. We have tried as hard as we can to learn the lessons of 9/11, and we've tried to build them into our corporate culture. To help TSA maintain a high level of performance and continually improve, TSA conducts aggressive covert testing. We don't use the term red team, but perhaps that's an easy shorthand for you. Conducts aggressive covert testing of all aviation security systems, including screening checkpoints, access control, baggage screening systems, and catering security. These tests are intentionally designed with a high probability of beating the system some of the time. If we were not so aggressive, we would not be able to identify vulnerabilities and avenues for improvement. Admiral Loy and I and other senior members of TSA are briefed on the results of those tests. These tests provide instantaneous feedback, and after the tests are completed in an airport, the testers sit down with the screening managers and the screeners themselves to explain how they beat the system, when they've beaten the system, so that there can be instant feedback and opportunities for on-site training of airport security personnel. Let me address, if I could, Mr. Chairman, those airport security personnel. We are immensely proud of our screener workforce, and they come from all walks of life and are motivated by a strong desire to make sure that nothing like 9/11 happens ever again. But as with any large workforce put together in such a short time, we face challenges. The first is budgeting, the need to balance payroll against operational support needs. It does no good to hire the best and to give them the best training if you cannot support them on the job. We must provide them with continuous training and recertification. We must give them the best tools to do the job, and we must maintain those tools. And we must also ensure that all airports are properly staffed. Accordingly, and with much internal pain, over the next 3 months, we will be reducing our workforce by 6,000 screeners to ensure that the 49,000 who remain are well supported, and we are redistributing the screener workforce from some overstaffed airports to some understaffed ones. But in managing this reduction, our number one concern is to maintain the highest level of security. We are also going to extraordinary lengths to check our screeners' backgrounds, and we continue to do so. All screeners are fingerprinted and checked against FBI records. They are also subjected to choice point and OPM background checks. Virtually all had the FBI and choice point checks before they started work. And as we now complete the longer, more detailed OPM checks, we are moving quickly to address any problems that are uncovered. Looking ahead in aviation security, TSA is pursuing a dual path of improving its core security programs at commercial airports while launching new measures to protect aviation facilities, air cargo, and general aviation from possible attack. To identify potential airport perimeter vulnerabilities, we are conducting inspections of facilities and critical assets at each airport and developing countermeasures to thwart potential threats. For example, we are conducting detailed site assessments at over 50 airports to identify areas of vulnerability to shoulder-launched air defense missile systems, and we are educating local law enforcement organizations to that threat. TSA is moving forward to increase security of maritime, transit, highway, rail, and pipeline systems, and I detail some of those efforts in my written testimony. We are working on many other fronts, such as awarding grants to improve the security of ports and cargo, and working with the Coast Guard and other parts of DHS and DOT to design a terrorism risk assessment tool tailored specifically to maritime and surface transportation facilities. We are working with our other federal partners to ensure intermodal consistency in setting assessment and security improvement standards proportionate to risk for the national transportation system. In accomplishing our mission, we are acutely aware of the challenge of maintaining balance between freedom and security and between security and customer service. Our mission is simply stated. It is to ensure the fundamental American freedom, the freedom of movement for people and commerce. We will meet the needs and expectations of the American people with the greatest consideration for their privacy and the least disruption to their routine behavior, but we must protect them from terrorist attacks so they feel free to move. Our top priority is providing maximum security with minimum intrusion. Thanks to the teamwork of TSA and our partners in private industry, at DHS and DOT, and in state and local governments, our nation's transportation system is more secure today than it was yesterday, and it will be more secure tomorrow than it is today. We look forward to working with the Commission in the coming months as you develop recommendations for aviation and transportation security, and of course I'm pleased to answer any questions.